Hey, One World Entertainment. Hope you all had a good weekend. But Star Wars news is still coming out, and it's all seemingly good news for a change. Now we have the cancellation of the Acolyte. We know that's done and dusted, gone. Apparently, Manny Jacinto essentially absolutely confirmed that that's the case. But there's another story that's come out that's getting a little bit swept under the rug. And it is the fact that Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie looks like it's actually been scrapped and that thing's not happening. There's also a bit of an update on Leslye Headland's situation at Lucasfilm, of course the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. But let's have a look at this, because everyone, especially after Thor Love and Thunder, went, why the hell would you hand the keys to Star Wars to Taika Waititi? Well, it seems Lucasfilm may have got the memo about that. So, we'll have a look at this. There's an article here on that Park Place that we'll have a look at. So it says, a new rumor claims that Lucasfilm is permanently scrapping Taika Waititi's Star Wars film, and that Leslye Headland is permanently out at Lucasfilm. This rumor comes from Matt McGowan at Cosmic Book News, who reports, conversations I had with insiders at the recent Comic-Con have informed me that Taika Waititi is definitely not doing his Star Wars movie at Lucasfilm. I was also actually told by this insider that Leslye Headland is done at Lucasfilm. As for why Waititi is out, McGowan's insider informed him it was due to Thor Love and Thunder, and specifically that Waititi did not actually finish the movie. McGowan details that his insider informed him that the film was a complete disaster and that Marvel gave him the boot from the movie. Furthermore, McGowan explained, I was also told Waititi didn't finish the reshoots and the final cut of the movie. He speculates that Marvel finished the film themselves rather than bringing in a new director. McGowan then declared, my insiders have said as a result that Taika Waititi is out at Lucasfilm and not doing his Star Wars movie. So that's interesting to hear, that apparently he was pretty much removed from Love and Thunder, that they were just like, oh my Christ. Which would make sense when you heard not just Taika Waititi himself, but even the cast saying, we ended up with like a 4.5 hour long movie that was just improv. That like there was no story. They were just doing improv, joke after joke for like 4.5 hours of a movie. And then the studio went, we need to make this watchable. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually was removed. Now, he may not have been removed fully, but I assume they did remove. Probably didn't help his cause as well that he went out on the marketing campaign for it and shit all over the CGI himself. But anyway, it says, Waititi did admit during an appearance on the Smartless podcast in November 2023 that the only reason he made the Thor movies was for the paycheck. He said, I had no interest in doing one of those films. It wasn't on my plan for my career as an author, but I was poor and I just had a second child, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great opportunity to feed these children. So he literally was like, I'm just doing it for the money. And he has said like he's never read the comics, he doesn't care, all that stuff. And every time it would be brought up to him about the Star Wars movie, he never really had an answer. It was always, I've been writing it and whatnot. But then he was always focusing on other movies to do. There was never actual conversations of, oh, I'm this deep into this story for it, I'm this far, this when we plan to shoot. Nothing like that ever seemed to come up. It was always going in the direction of, oh, well, I'm working on it, but I'm doing these other movies first. Which was always an indication of, this thing sounds like it's not going to happen. And by the looks of it, they've actually woken up a bit over there at Lucasfilm and went, we're not going through with this. We're pulling the plug. You know, we've just lost 180 million on what's it called, the Acolyte, that nobody tuned in to watch and whatnot. He's out there promoting his movies by shitting all over them, saying he doesn't actually care about them. He's literally there for the paycheck. All this stuff that he's really not invested, that he's still not working on a script or anything like this. So it makes sense that they would just go, yeah, let's just pull the plug. Why invest in this? And the fact that his movie was, like the Ray movie, nowhere to be seen at Comic-Con or D23, it makes sense. And as for Leslye Headland being removed, yeah, that makes sense as well. It's like, you've just shit the bed with the Acolyte. Why would you keep investing in it and keep her around? She clearly hasn't a clue about anything about Star Wars, so that makes sense. So it looks like that movie may be scrapped, and that's not a bad thing. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.